Hey guys, today I'm going to be I'm not going to be reading to you. What the hell? Today I'm going to be going through the series that I do not want to finish because I personally cannot stand them. And I know a lot of these were just based on the first book, and I really shouldn't judge a series by the first book, but I know that I will not like any of the other books. So here we go. First of all is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I found this really boring. Everyone loved this book and I wanted to love it, but I found the characters to be really bland and they just weren't developed. And although this was supposed to be a murder mystery as such, I felt as though it was quite predictable in the way that you only had about 5 main characters in the whole thing. So it kind of had to be one of those 5 main characters that actually was killing the Frozens on the ship. Yeah, predictable, or easy to work out anyways. I didn't like this book enough for me to actually carry on with the rest of the series, so I'm not even going to bother wasting my money and picking these up. If I see them in the library, I might get it out, but it's very doubtful. Next is Leviathan by Scott Westerfield. Now, I quite enjoyed this book, to be honest. I thought that it was a very light read. It's very enjoyable, but it's just okay in my opinion. The one thing I did love about this book was actually the illustrations, and they are absolutely beautiful. But I don't think that I was enthralled by the story as much as I would like to have been. I found the 2 different sides of the Darwinists and the Clankers to be really interesting, but I thought that the plot wasn't really going anywhere, and for me to pick up the next in a series of quite okay-ish books, I don't think it's worth my time really when I've got other books that I really want to read and I really want to get. Next is the Chaos Walking trilogy. Now, I have read The Knife of Never Letting Go. Now, this is by Patrick Ness, and I really didn't like this book. I'm sorry guys, but I really didn't like this book. The writing is written phonetically because of the fact that the main character has some kind of learning disability from what I remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong because I honestly can't remember and don't really want to remember because I really didn't like it. But because of that, I really didn't like the writing style, and it took me about 50 pages in to actually get used to it. And even though I was used to the writing style, I just really didn't like it. I found the plot to be quite bland. All it was just one big whole chase scene going from town to town and finally ending up at your final destination. Manchi? No, I didn't cry. I found him annoying. I was really looking forward to this book because pretty much everyone loved this book, and it just didn't live up to my expectations. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologising. They're just my opinions. I'm not going to apologise. I'm not sorry. I hated this book. Through a Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now, this had a really good premise of a female assassin. Now, when you think of female assassin, when you think of assassins in general, you think that they don't have any emotional ties, they're just focused on their job, but not this female assassin. In the first freaking few chapters, she sees the prince or something like that, and she's like, oh, he looks really attractive. No, I could tell from that moment on that this book was going to be awful and would have unnecessary love put in this. Why would you need a love story put in an assassin book? No, just Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. Now, this book falls under what I like to call Bella syndrome. Now, Bella syndrome, for all of those who have no idea what it is when a girl is so poorly described that you can think of her as yourself. You imagine yourself as this character, as this girl character in the book. Now, it's called Bella syndrome after Bella in Twilight because you had all of the girls that wanted to imagine that they were Bella so that they would have Edward. This is exactly the same as you want to be loved by the overly described Patch, as Edward in Twilight was overly described. Now, I really didn't like the Twilight comparison. I'm not really very keen on Twilight as a whole. To have basically Twilight in another plot was just really weird and really boring. Nothing happened. It was quite creepy as well in the way that he just seemed as though he was just stalking her. Like, seriously, why would you want to fall in love with a stalker? Weird. Now, I'm sure a lot of you actually love some of the books and some of the series that I've actually pointed out. So if you disagree or if you agree, just please let me know in the comments below and I will speak to you later. Bye!